And checking some local coverage now, we're joined by Warwick Mayor Scott Avedisian. He comes in every month to give us an update on all things Warwick. Good morning to you, Mayor.
Good morning, Danielle.
All right, let's first talk about an opioid lawsuit that you and other mayors have filed in the state. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, part of the strategy was to have it be driven from cities and towns so that any proceeds from the lawsuit will go into actual treatment facilities. And the discussion was, since cities and towns are on the front line in dealing with this crisis and responding to it, maybe we can drive policy in a different direction if we do this. So
who is this suit against?
The three major manufacturers and distributors of opioids, and so it has been filed in 11 states at the moment. In probably more than 50 different jurisdictions. So the goal would be, at least from my perspective, some others might disagree, the goal should be that we look at how we're going to combat it, how we're going to get people weaned off of opioids, and more importantly, what kind of education do we need to do so that we're not prescribing as much as was out there.
Okay, we of course will keep tabs on that. Shifting gears now to some sanitation issues. We understand there may have been some trash pickup delays.
We've had some difficulties. We have we're down one truck, so we had to juggle some schedules around, and then of course, like this week, even though Monday was a holiday, the state was open, so therefore the state landfill was open. So it did allow us to kind of recover, since not everybody put their trash out on the regular day this week because they thought it was a holiday. So we're getting there. We have a bid pending before the council to buy another truck, and we hope that we'll be able to not have further interruptions in service.
All right, so patience if you're being affected, I guess. Shifting gears now to the Rhode Island Mall. You and I were talking off camera. Dick's Sporting Goods had their grand opening yesterday, right?
They opened yesterday. As you know, you were there for the Planet Fitness grand opening a couple weeks ago. At Home is working through their construction, and they hope to open in April. And then you'll see work on the outside, on the pads in the rest of the property in order to bring in some new restaurant space as well. So a dramatic transformation of where we were to where we are, and more to come.
Speaking of transformations, last week we were discussing in the news, it was one of our headlines last week, about trying to change the name of TF Green Airport. What are you hearing about the efforts to do that? Because it's not exactly popular with some people. Right.
The airport corporation came to me and said that they were thinking of putting in a bill to change the name. I said, well, I'm not opposed to it, but it depends on what you want to call it. And so I know there were a number of different groups trying to push for it to be the Providence International Airport. I think the compromise really is Rhode Island International Airport. I think really can help with tourism and can help drive things in a different location.
But right now it is just a bill. We're not any step closer to any changes at this point.
And I don't know that it's even been scheduled for a hearing yet.
All right, Mayor Avedisian, lots to talk about. We thank you for joining us. We'll see you again in March. All right, and we'll be posting this interview on our website later today at WPRI.com.